Okay, we're talking about the subject of the law before Moses. Okay. All right, the 10th commandment tells us, you shall not covet. That's Exodus 20 and verse 17. Coveting is desiring and lusting after something that isn't ours. When Eve saw and desired, that is covet, she coveted the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. All right. Her coveting provoked the serpent's, provoked by the serpent resulted in her eating the forbidden fruit. Adam ate of it also as well. And both of them justified their actions. You know, they started blaming, you know, well, it's the woman you gave me. Well, it's the man. Well, it's the serpent. Well, it's, you know, whatever. Okay. The result of their disobedience to God was that they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And that's why we live in the world in which we live, because, you know, that was the perfect society. That was the utopia that we're all looking for. But we were the one that made the mistake called sin and have been kicked out. And now we can suffer all kinds of things. We can build our homes on the floodplains, or the floodland, and then we can build our home in Tornado Alley. We can build our homes on a fault line, and you know what's going to happen there, earthquakes, all that. Where, you know, since we've been kicked out of the Garden of Eden, things are not so good anymore. It's the world in which we live, by the way. Okay, the 10 Commandments were known long before Moses. When God gave Moses the stone tablets on which he had written the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, he was merely codifying what had been revealed long before. Long before. Now, I have to admit, sometimes I get a little bit angry when I hear ministers say, well, you know, the law's been abolished, it's been nailed to the cross, it's been fulfilled, it's been done away with, grace plus nothing, and they take the law and they have a theology that makes it look bad as if it's been done away with. And I admit, sometimes I probably say things I shouldn't say, and I get a little bit upset. And really, these people that believe that, these people that have that theology, I should have pity on them. We should have pity on them. Why? Because whether you believe in the law of God or not, regardless whether you believe it's been done away with, there are still consequences for breaking those laws. You see. In other words, a person who believes the law has been done away with is probably living in a hell on earth. Because if they break God's law that they don't believe in, or they believe it's been done away with, there are still consequences. You see, because there are still consequences to breaking God's law, that's how you know that the law still exists. If it has consequences. If it has consequences, then you know that law is still in effect. And every one of the 10 Commandments, those laws are still in effect today. You know, I've used this analogy many times, but it's like somebody going along saying, well, God has done away with the law of gravity. It's been nailed to the cross. Gravity has been nailed to the cross. It's been fulfilled. Grace plus no gravity, or whatever, you know. And but if you jump off a 3-story building, you know, chances are you're going to break a lot of bones or get killed, and that's cause and effect. The consequences are still there. If the consequences of breaking God's law are still there, that means the law is still in existence.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.